Okay, welcome back to Roots and Rolls. We'll start with this guy right here.
My name's Koby.
I'm Nathaniel.
I'm Aldrick.
Brian.
All right, guys, let's dive right into it. Okay, let's see. First question. Looking back at your white belt journey, what's one piece of advice you'd give to your former white belt self, knowing what you know now as a blue or newly promoted purple?
Why you gotta
Put you on
I'm
the
putting you on the
spot.
spot,
Congrats,
man.
by the way.
Yeah,
thank you. Now I can skip warm-ups.
that's your.
It's my dream, bro.
Now the excuses
I was doing
can
it.
stop.
I was doing it anyway, but shit. If I was to tell my white belt self something, probably get better at fundamentals. You know, just stop trying to do the cool stuff all the time. You know, I think that's the only thing.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
do.
Yeah. Focus more on like the frames.
Yeah,
and
the
base.
basics.
Basics, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would help a lot.
For sure.
I think for me, because I quit like 2014 after
Okay.
like a year and some change.
Okay.
And I think for me it would be like really find a gym that you vibe with, because I was choosing gyms off of like, at the time I was just choosing off gyms off the fan vibe, you know, like
Okay.
the brand names, etc. at
Oh,
the time,
okay.
and I was following those people. I didn't vibe with them the way I vibe with you guys. So
Okay.
just,
Aw, dude.
not just kidding. That was for the clip.
I'm still not subscribing to your pyramid scheme.
This guy making me blush over here.
So,
If,
but yeah, no.
Oh, sorry. No.
go ahead.
Continue.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, I think the vibe is super important, because, like Kobe was saying, fundamentals, like you can learn year 1 or even year 5, you can completely forget it. But
Okay.
if you don't, for me, if I couldn't find a gym that I just clicked with outside of like the jiu-jitsu role itself.
Okay.
Because I used to be always like that guy, like, okay, we're done rolling, and then
Leave.
like, who do I talk to? Like,
Oh,
like,
okay,
like,
okay.
But like here, we're just like, when you guys are just intoxicated right now, like that's my vibe.
No.
Just kidding.
5 out of 10. 5 out of 10.
You guys.
My scale's climbing, dude. What's going on, dude?
Okay, if I can ask, how many gyms did you end up going to, if you remember, or like how long did you stay at each gym before you bounced?
So my first gym was a Nova Now over in Washington.
Okay.
And that's where I learned the majority of my skill set. I stayed there for a year, and then like politics, drama stuff happened.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I went to like a sister gym over in Washington, and then we were still close, so I was able to get my blue belt there.
Nice.
And then when they heard about like what was going on, they were like, okay, like we don't really want we gotta stay loyal to like. There was a lot of drama. Like
Okay.
back then,
Really?
cross training was not allowed.
Yeah. I've
2013,
heard that.
2014.
Yeah.
It's still not
And,
allowed.
like,
at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, and like my boys were at a different gym, so I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm just rolling with my boys. Like,
Okay.
But anyways, after that, I went to like, I was gym chasing. I went to like 5 different gyms. I went
Okay.
to all the
Really?
HQs. And,
Oh, yeah.
like East Coast, West Coast.
Okay.
And
Okay.
just brand chasing, and then that didn't work out, and then I quit.
Okay. How long was that like time span between your first one to like your 7th?
Oh,
one?
that was in the span of like another like 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I always tell people when they ask, like, oh yeah, I've just been training close to 2 years now.
Okay.
I've been saying that for like a few
3
years
years
already.
3 years in. Yeah, dude.
Fucking lying to your
I've only been rolling for a year and a half.
Okay, so you were consistent. You were just between gyms, but you
Yeah.
consistently trained.
Yeah, back then.
Okay, and you got your blue. How long did that take you?
I would say like a year and a half.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. It's a little bit faster paced than some.
I like
Yeah.
it, Picasso.
I like Picasso. Brian, how about yourself, sir?
Oh, man. I think white belt Brian and blue belt Brian are 2 completely different people.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would tell white belt Brian, I would tell him to calm down. And that was with everything. So I was like, with rolling, I was just super spazzy. I was just trying to kill everybody.
Okay.
But even with like asking questions, because I was just super like self-conscious. Like I knew I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't really want to show it because I'm like, I don't want them to think that I'm terrible. Even though they see my belt, they know I don't know anything, right? And usually it was like a class full of white belts usually.
Okay.
But I was like super self-conscious. I'm like, oh, the coaches, I want to make a good impression because I just want to be good and everything like that. But I just needed to calm down. So I feel like once I made blue belt, I was like, okay, it's not that serious. Ask as many questions because that's how you get better. That's what I learned. I'm
Absolutely.
like, okay, if I don't ask the question, then I'm just gonna forever have that gap in the knowledge and the skill. So I'm like, I'm just gonna ask the question. If everybody think it's dumb, whatever.
Right.
But like 9 times out of 10, like 2 other people at least in the class have the same question.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't take yourself too seriously and just calm down with rolling, asking questions, drilling. Just relax. So that's the biggest thing I'd
Preach,
tell.
brother,
You know what I'm
preach,
saying?
brother.
That's what I'd say.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. There,
bro. Yeah.
no question is a bad question.
No question is better.
Jiu-jitsu is not a one size fits all.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Because I've got, still to this day, I'll get tapped out by a white belt that's been training for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I'll get tapped out by a brown belt that's been doing it since he's 6 years old. But like, I learned from both of it, and I don't take it personally anymore. I used to. I'm like, dang, I've been training for 8 months, and this dude just came in and tapped me. Now it's like, oh, let me learn from what he just did, even though, you know what I'm saying.
He's lying. I see him in
Would
the car
you-
crying.
You know, like, every night. That's a given.
He's
you
at
know
the
what I'm saying?
would you say that aha moment where it was like slow down and start asking questions, was that in white belt or was that after you got your blue?
After I got my blue.
After you got your blue,
Yeah,
okay.
after I got my blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I realized that now that I put on the blue, the white belts, they were like gunning for me. I'm like, okay, I can't
they
just
wanna
keep
prove
on.
themselves now. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I have to think about this differently. And I was like, okay,
Okay.
I got to calm down, actually think about what I'm doing and like be intentional with my training instead of just going hammer out the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But,
Okay.
I feel like that's such a stereotype. As soon as you see a new colored belt,
You're like,
like,
kill.
whatever color, like for Kobe, did you feel people were coming after you as soon as they found out, like, oh, he's purple now?
Yeah.
Because like even when we were rolling, I'm a chill roller, but like I saw the purple
Turn
in my
it
head,
up.
and I felt the aura, so I was just like,
The aura, bro.
That purple's menacing.
No aura. Yeah. No, but it does feel like I have more of a target on my back.
Yeah.
Than I used to, for sure. I mean, I already had a target on my back, but even more so now, it feels like.
This guy had a target on his back before the purple.
Yeah, even when I was in white, dude, I had a target on my back, dude.
Okay,
Catch a
actually.
break, dude.
Oh, I'm blanking. I had a. Do you feel like you have to prove yourself that you are a purple, like to the people around you or to yourself? Do you feel like you have to kind of validate the new belt?
I think because we're so tight here, you know, in our little school, right? It's like I don't need to prove myself.
Okay.
You know, I feel like everybody just kind of has like a really good mutual respect with me.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't need to like be a dickhead, right? You know,
Right,
like,
yeah.
That's good.
smash people. You know, so it's like I don't feel that. But I already feel like if I go to another school and I roll, I'm gonna feel that like I have to prove that I'm that color.
You're worthy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
that I'm worthy
Yeah.
of it. You know. Even if I don't gotta be like super aggressive, I still gotta show it. You know, more effort, I guess. I can't just be like, oh, I'm just a blue belt. You know.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't-
unfortunate though, like going in there knowing, okay, like they see purple or they see blue, like I'm just here to chill. It's
Target on your
Saturday.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more stress for sure. I think.
There's no shame in saying, I want to take it easy today.
Yeah.
And it's up to them to listen to you or not.
Right. Yeah. They can be like,
No
oh,
That's what
shame
I'm
in it.
saying.
Yeah, there's no shame in it. Let's see. All right. Wait, what was the looking back at your white belt journey? Oh, I was given very good advice before I got to the gym, before I ever got onto the mats. I was given very good advice, and I continue to get good advice. So I don't think there's anything that I could give myself that wasn't already told to me by the community.
Oh, my bad.
No,
We all just have to learn from our own mistakes here.
Yeah, no, I
dude, that was good.
yeah, so I actually say it often to anybody that asks me. Like, I'm very fortunate that Roots is my first gym that I've been to, and it is my only gym.
By
that I've
far, yeah, you are very fortunate.
Dude,
I didn't
because
know
I've heard some horror stories. I think I might have said that in the past one. I've heard horror stories, and I was kind of nervous coming in, but Roots is such a good community, and I have no complaints. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't think there's any advice I could give myself that wasn't told to me
Already,
before.
before.
Yeah, I've had the whole from black to even white belts that got on the mat before me, all giving me good advice.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could have told myself that would benefit me.
Fair. Yeah.
You're making Kobe blush over here. Either that or
This is my Asian
or-
blood.
I think
I was
so.
about to
It's
say,
the beer.
it's either
I just
that-
gave drunk
it's that
blood.
or the alcohol.
It's just 2 sips in. Okay, let's see. Next question. Oh, actually, I want to touch on this. How has your perspective changed from rolling with people, from winning or losing? Do you win and you like you're like feeling on cloud 9, or like, and then you lose and you're just, why am I still here? Or is there no difference? You win or you lose, but you always learn.
Like,
Are you talking
now?
competition sense, or are we talking in the room?
Both.
Both?
Yeah. But let's go competition.
Okay. Honestly, I'm a person that takes losses hard. You know, like I'm like I'll dog on myself. You know, to the point where like I kind of want to quit. I'm just hard on myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like when I lose, I don't feel like I learn anything at all. I'm just just like that. I just like
you beat yourself up.
I just
Yeah.
beat myself up because I'm just like I could have done better.
Do you watch film on your losses and look back at, oh, that's where
You
he
know
caught
what's so
me?
funny about that? I don't watch film on myself, but like
Okay.
I replay it in my head
Okay.
over and over again, just like how I felt during that match.
Okay.
And I'll just be like, why didn't I just do this in this moment when I felt it?
Yeah.
I just got scared and I didn't do it.
Okay.
Type of thing. But I don't feel like it's a learning thing. It's just like I just need to do it next time. Stop being
Yeah.
scared.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Okay.
You know, just stop being scared, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're able to roll like how you roll on the mat in the practice room,
Yeah.
on the
A lot of people would be
competition,
champions.
They can't do that transition,
Yeah.
right?
It's hard.
You know,
Yeah.
but if you can achieve that, then I think you're at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling in total control of your
Or, yeah,
like
of
internal.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, so I think it's like my thing is like trying to get as close as I can to being as comfortable out there as I am in here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
I like that.
That's the
That's good.
biggest.
Yeah, that's a
the
good-
biggest
yeah,
thing, right?
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
What?
Aldrin, sir, there was a question.
What was the question again?
How did your perspective on winning and losing change in roles change over time?
Over time, I think I definitely improved my mentality
Okay.
with losing. I wouldn't say. I mean, I kind of beat myself up privately. Like I don't make not a fuss about it. I would never call it a fuss, but I don't. I guess the word is prideful. Where like if I'm losing something, or I'm losing a battle specifically with jiu-jitsu,
Okay.
I'll keep that all inner, and then
Okay.
keep continue rolling, keep smiling, etc. But then somewhere. Hours later, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
So you're crying in
I was
the
just
car.
like,
Crying in
Koby
the car.
tapped me out a little too fast today. Like-
He's like, what's going
or
on?
he had the audacity to slow down in this role we had earlier. I was like, why are you slowing down?
Audacity.
Like,
Audacity.
am I not worthy of your speed?
Dude, sometimes
Is
it's
that
just
how
slow,
little you
guys.
think? On that note,
sorry, yeah.
no. Have you competed?
Before, before.
How did you take? Did you win or lose? Sorry, I'm just assuming you lost. That's my bad.
I'm assuming you lost.
I'm sorry.
Assume that you
I lost.
So
I'm sorry.
when you lost, you lost. Right? How did that comp go for you?
I think it was a learning experience for sure. That's
Okay.
that's the professional answer, I guess.
Yeah. That was the camera.
That's the
Acceptable.
good default answer.
No.
Did you win some, lose some, or was it just
I
shut out?
won some, lose some.
Okay.
But like the biggest losses for me, I definitely beat myself up after.
Okay.
And like that kind of goes back to like the vibe of the gym. And I always, when someone asks about jiu-jitsu, like not specifically this gym, but like I'm always wary about recommending anywhere for anyone at any time, because I'm like, okay, like would you as an individual vibe with this gym? Like, are these guys like your type of the people you would talk to like 9 p.m. on a Friday?
Yeah.
Or would you just be one of those guys that like, okay, I did my membership today, now I gotta leave. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for sure, like I was saying, just to backtrack, like it really just depends on the gym that you're doing, that you're at, and kind of just like if you vibe with it, those losses are going to be a lot better for you, because
Okay.
that community will help you. Is my belief.
Okay.
Right.
It kind of turns into those losses turning into like lessons.
Right. Yeah. Because I've lost at in some tournaments at a point where it's like, okay, person X is like, okay, you lost. Aldrin, then like not like a dismissal, but more so like, okay, like let's move on to the next one, and then they didn't really analyze or like kind of bond with my loss.
Okay.
That's just
Yeah.
me being
Okay.
subjective though. Like
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shade on.
Yeah.
towards
No,
anyone.
yeah.
It's just like
Don't shake.
Do it.
Well,
Don't be scared.
but yeah, I mean, Just for me, it's all vibes.
Okay.
Like the reason I quit, the reason I would keep going, the reason why I would enjoy it on a Friday night would be based on the environment around me. So,
Okay.
Like doesn't matter how great of a champion person X is or etc. Like if I vibe with the team, then I'm gonna stay.
Heck yeah.
I'm glad you like it. Man. I'm glad you like
Likes it here.
All right.
Shed a tear.
So, how do you go after that, man?
Dude, I know. I can't really follow up.
Yeah, like, so how'd your Naga go, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Describe that.
Yeah, no. So Naga. So it was a couple. I think it was in March, right? Is when Naga was.
Yeah,
March or
yeah,
April,
one of
something
those,
like that. But yeah, so I've been training for like 3-ish years now, and that was the first tournament that I've ever done, first competition I've ever done, and
You did good then. You did good.
I did all right.
Yeah.
Like I beat myself. So I fought 3 times, and I was 1-2 for the tournament. And Aldrick knows after the gi match, my last match, the dude beat me, and he pulled guard first off, and I'm not a guard puller. Because I'm a grown man and I don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't believe in it.
At that
tell those-
time, hold
tell
on,
those
hold
bucks,
on,
you know what I'm
hold on,
I just
hold
don't
on.
believe in it.
First of all, he says that right. The sentence finish is I'm not a guard. I wasn't a guard puller at the time.
At the time. Exactly. So I think that's like the biggest thing about, the losses and the lessons you learn. So I almost changed my whole game based off that one loss. Because he beat me by pulling guard, and I was like, I thought about that for a couple of days after, like just nonstop, just laying in my bed, just like, Lord, why did you have to do this to me?
No, he was in the bleachers corner. And I was like, yeah, you good, bro? Like,
That's crazy. That's insane.
on camera, though?
Right, yeah.
Exposing.
But that's crazy because usually, like, during class, and I'll be honest, ever since I started jiu-jitsu and, like, till now, if I lose a round or if I get submitted, I kind of, like, I think about that a lot, that at least that night. I'm like, what happened there?
How did this happen?
Especially if it's a person that I know I've, like, submitted before. I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
right.
But when it was a competition and, like, everybody was there, it's like, felt like different stakes. I'm like, okay, I roll with the people in my gym all the time, so, like, I kind of know what they're going to do. But in competition, I've never met this person before, so it, like, kind of really tests your jiu-jitsu, right? And so I lost, but he pulled guard. And I'm like, I never really do that. So how do I – maybe I need to explore that. And so pretty much now I roll completely different. Like, now I don't just try to go for the takedown, go for my double leg, single leg. I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to pull guard if they're doing a little too much. I'm like, let's pull guard and see what I can do from here.
Okay.
So that loss has, like, changed my game since Naga. I've been trying to work on this guard.
I'll be honest, I have noticed that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when we first started rolling together, it was a lot more wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
definitely more jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
prone,
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally.
Trying to make it work.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you lose that match?
Dude, he hit me with something crazy, I feel like. But no, pretty much he pulled guard, like, off rip, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for a single leg, and I'm gonna get him, right? But then he pulled guard, and whole plan went out the window.
Okay.
But anyway, he had me in guard. He ended up on my back, and he hit me with a mean bow and arrow.
Okay.
And so I tapped to that, but yeah, it was that.
I think,
Okay,
I think
okay.
you
Cold.
did great, like, overall for your competition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
man,
was really
especially your
good.
first comp.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great experience. I'm definitely itching to get back out there for sure, but it definitely stuck me. It definitely opened up a lot of holes in my game, and I'm like, okay, now I kind of know what I need to work on. So that was great.
And it was back-to-back, too, gi and no gi.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
tired.
You
I
turn
was tired.
those losses into lessons.
Exactly. Yeah,
I like
it
that.
sounds cheesy, but like it's real. It's real though.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially now, if you're seeing it on the mat for yourself, like
Yeah.
your game is evolving. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what we look
So
for.
it was dope.
I can validate it. It is evolving.
I think I've only
noticing.
rolled with you
Yeah.
once, and that was after your Naga.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah. You see it.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
tell you from experience.
Like, I don't know if you're any good or not.
no.
No, that's was smooth though, but
Yeah, right on. Yeah, man.
it was dope.
You did good though. I did watch some.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I did watch some of your fights. You did
Yeah.
good for your first comp.
Appreciate it. I will say though, for the non competitions, white belt Brian and blue belt Brian are still the same.
Okay.
Because I still remember it was my second gym. Because I've been at 3 gyms, including Roots now.
Okay.
By my second one, it was like I had been a member for maybe a month, and I was rolling with the coach there, and I love him to death still. But I was rolling with him. I was relatively new. He was just smashing me.
Oh man.
I cried on the way back home.
Fair enough.
Literally.
Fair
And
enough.
I was like,
Fair enough.
man, I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, he knows I'm like kind of new still. Like, why would he do that?
Why would he do that?
But like, even now though, sometimes I take losers like fairly personally, even though I shouldn't, but like it just kind of is what it is. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is. It's not even funny anymore. Like, why am I always doing it? But for some reason, I always come back. But I say how I take losses in regular like classes is probably similar to when I started. Like, I take them pretty personally. I'm like,
I think it's okay to take it personally.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
You know, like
think
it's like
yeah.
it's like drive. You know, to get better the next time you come
Yeah.
back in, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna figure that motherfucker out.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get his ass
It
in the
constantly
nicest way
yeah.
possible.
right, yeah, but I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'ma
yeah,
get
yeah.
Everyone looks at Kobe like that. Like,
I'll figure this guy out pretty soon.
I'm gonna figure it
damn,
out.
I'll figure
Ain't
this
that,
guy
ain't
out
that the
pretty
truth,
soon.
though?
Give
I
me-
feel so targeted all the
Give
time.
me 1 year.
So targeted all the time. Sucks.
Okay. I forgot what it was. Oh, perspective on winning or losing. I don't know. If I do win, I mean, I've only had one comp, and it was against our dearest friend right here.
The dearest.
And he won, by the way. Let's clarify that. He won.
Not really. He was very nice to me that round. So
No.
yeah, I mean, but
Fair and square.
How long ago was that? Like,
almost 2
dude, that
years.
was long.
Almost 2
Oh,
years.
really?
Yeah, and I haven't comped since. I would say when you, or at least when I win, if it's on here or even in comp, I don't have like, oh, thank God, like, oh yeah, finally, or you know, I did it. It's like, this is what we worked for. This is expected. On to the next. you
Yeah.
know. Don't celebrate. You know, a win's a win, but there's always work to be had. When I lose, I'm okay with it because I know that I gave that guy everything I had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I lose, it's because he was better than me. It's not because I didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
yeah.
that would be my perspective on winning or losing. Yeah. No significant effect because the next day there's always
to the
work to
next
be
day.
had.
Always work. Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. So.
Nah, fuck that. I get him. I get him.
He's like, no,
I
come
stand on
back.
business. I get his ass back.
Right, I lose on the mat. I meet him in the parking lot.
I catch him when I can. I'll catch him after his 7th round. I don't care.
Seventh round, I don't
I'll
care.
get him back. at
2
some
minutes
point.
left.
I'll get him back.
Grudge match off the record. Okay, let's see. Question number 2.
That was question 1.
Yeah, that,
No,
yeah,
that was it.
Oh, really? That was what you.
I mean, we were like, you know, going into different
Vibing?
topics, different
Yeah.
perspectives off the first, you know, gist.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh yeah, okay. For our blue belts, what are your biggest expectations or anxiety? No, wait, we did this. Or wait, no, sorry. We went over it. For our blue belts, what are your biggest expectations or anxieties about reaching purple belt? And for our newly promoted purple, how has reality differed from your expectations?
You guys
Oh
can start.
man, yeah, it's really just, I mean, imposter syndrome. Really, I feel like if I get promoted, I'm just really, really scared of getting promoted way too fast.
Okay.
Not the same like, oh, I'm gonna get promoted like in a couple months, like, you know.
My bad.
But like, you know, but like when that day comes, I definitely do not feel like I'll be ready for it. Just kind of like I don't feel like I was ready for my blue belt when it did happen.
Okay.
But even more so, because like blue belt, white belt, still kind of like beginner belts, right? But like purple belt, it's like, oh, you kind of have to know something a little bit. And I'm like kind of scared of that day. It's like, oh, am I even really ready for this? Because I know sometimes, depending on the coach or depending on the school, they promote on potential, kind of. But like, you know, when you go to different gyms and say you dropping in or being in the military, I'm going to move gyms eventually. So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know how, they don't know who I am, but they see the color belt though.
Okay.
So it's like, they're not going off my potential. What does this
See the
man
belt,
got? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
okay.
definitely that imposter syndrome is definitely something that's scary. And I think about a lot. I'm like, I don't know if I had a purple belt on, would I be able to like take that type of heat? So for sure, that's kind of what I think about.
Okay.
For sure.
It's interesting that you said that because like there are different factors for each gym of how they promote their their belts.
Yeah.
Because I know people they promote out of
Attendance.
Attendance, yeah.
loyalty.
Yeah, you
like,
stamp a card enough times.
Right, exactly.
I
You're-
showed up this many days.
yeah. So like,
Where's
I've
my
seen-
blue?
Right.
I've seen a different variety of like blues, purples, browns, etc. So it's kind of crazy. For me, I'm at the point where like I don't see color. Like
It's
Are you
great.
colorblind?
Fantastic. I love that.
mentally shut down on purple. I just roll.
Very, very politically correct of you.
That guy is light gray, dark gray.
Gway with a
Guys,
W.
one straight,
Extra
two
Gway.
straight.
One stripe gray.
See in black and white.
Okay, so you don't see the color belt, you see the skill they have.
I think so. I mean, I could be lying to myself, like, and just maybe I have some subconscious optimism
Like
back there. But
Delusional
like when,
confidence.
But when I'm rolling with like even white belts, but like when I roll with blues and purples, maybe that's subconsciously in my mind, like, okay, like I've been training for X amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you've been training, but I'm at least going to show you that I've been training for X amount of time.
I like
at the
that.
very least.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Always the hammer, never the nail.
Yeah, and then when when they have when they pin me down, I was like, you know what? I've only been training for a year and a half.
I just got back, guys.
I'm a diversity blue.
Diversity blue.
I just took a hiatus, a 5-year hiatus.
I will say it's a lot easier to do that in no-gi though, because you don't really, unless you like, obviously
Yeah.
you've seen them in gi before, but say they just drop in, you don't really know what belt they are, so it's like, oh, I'm just going in, just flow, like we're just gonna see. But sometimes if they tell me like, hey, I'm a brown belt before we
Yeah.
roll, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll with them a little bit different than I do. Oh, you're a blue belt? Okay, let's see.
There's some gyms that, for instance, I guess nobody's wearing one right now, but if you come in with a black rash guard, you're a black belt.
Yeah.
Come in with a white rash guard, you're a white belt. And
Yeah.
everything in between, I kind of just assume that, unless they're wearing white, I'll just assume they're a white. And then
Yeah.
if they smash me, I'm like, okay, they're not a white.
Right, that can't be.
But I
yeah.
don't want to, assume, or like, I guess, sorry, maybe I have my perspectives wrong. If they're wearing a darker color, like if they come in an all brown rash guard, I'm like, they're
Gotta
probably
be.
a brown, but I'm gonna roll you like you're a white until you pretzel me, and then I'll start trying to play my game.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to start the roll and then smash somebody because they're. What if it's their first day dropping in?
Right,
And they're
just
like, I
know
don't think
how
I
to
like
their friends.
jujitsu. These guys are mean.
Right, yeah.
You know, and it's because I assumed he was a brown, so I got to give it my all to survive.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will say sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, like, because with a new like white belt, you can kind of tell,
Yeah.
but like sometimes between like a senior blue and like a purple brown, it's kind of like I have no idea what belt this person is.
You
So
know
like,
what's hard though? Like the wrestlers, right? Identifying
Yeah.
the wrestler. Because there's wrestler white belts,
Yeah.
right? But like you can't tell, dude.
Right, it's
like that guy might be a blue or a purple belt.
Did I just
I
get
have
ankle
no
picked?
idea. Right, yeah, like,
It's like I don't know.
yeah, he's done. It's hard to tell no gi for sure.
I
but-
actually changed my question for newcomers instead of like, oh yeah, have you done jiu-jitsu before? Wrestlers always like, oh yeah, I've never done jiu-jitsu. So,
Are you a wrestler?
Yeah, so I'm always changing it to like, how much mat time have you had?
That's
Right.
a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because like they can't avoid it.
Yeah,
unless
yeah,
they just
yeah.
straight up lie. But
Unless they say what you do.
They could
Well, it's a
sandbag.
year and a half.
Yeah.
Year and a half.
You want to know what my trick is? I take my time putting on my finger tape and I watch everybody
Just watch
roll.
them. Like,
And
you
I'm
notice
like-
that? I noticed that.
Yeah, I take my sweet time and I'm just watching everybody roll. I'm like, okay, I've never seen that guy before.
It's pretty crisp.
He looks, he just did something funky. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I grab on soft.
I'm gonna buy finger tape now.
right,
Just finger tape with you in that chair.
Yeah, I just sit there and I watch.
You
Very
guys
slowly.
giving each other pointers. Saw that? Saw that?
That guy's a freak, man. Stay away from that guy.
What was the question?
Oh no, but wrestlers are.
Blue
like
belt,
the
something
fear, like blue belt to purple. I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
was something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Yes, expectations or anxieties, sir.
No. You.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I gotta think stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking, man. I don't have any expectations or anxieties as far as that goes. I'm very confident in Professor Joey's judgment of my jiu-jitsu skill. So if he feels I'm a blue, I'm a blue. You know, I that is enough to convince myself that I'm a blue. You know, if he gives me a purple, I'm a purple. You know, whether that's true. You know, I believe it because he gave it to me, and I trust his judgment. So I don't really have any anxieties or expectations.
But so like that's like inside the bubble, right? But what if in a situation where like going to a different open mat, do you have some sort of anxiety where it's like, okay, I'm wearing the blue.
To be honest, I've never stepped out of roots before.
Oh, okay.
I've never
Yeah.
been to another gym
Okay, yeah.
And you don't
ever
plan
for
to?
jiu-jitsu. Not really. I'm very my schedule's pretty tight, so working it to be here makes it very hard to be anywhere else.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
But I guess the only way that I could answer that question is if it was like a comp setting.
Okay.
You know, because so like
Makes sense.
some people, you know, am I actually a blue? Can I
Yeah.
compete with blues? I go in with the mentality that everybody's fighting for second. Whether I actually perform that way or not,
He's like,
is totally
I'm
different.
getting this dub.
Yeah,
Like, it's easy.
but you know, going
That
into
was,
it, yeah.
Was that your mindset when you were fighting him?
No, actually. So we were
Okay.
a quick.
He retracted it right away.
No, no.
Quick backstory. Quick backstory.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is how we met, right? So like
Yeah.
we were still at the mango tree.
Yeah.
Roots were still at mango
Oh,
tree back
okay,
then.
okay.
This is when we first met. There was a guy who brought me over there to actually help him.
He prepped me
Yeah,
to fight that Naga
because I fought the guy that was supposed to fight him. Like
Yeah.
way back.
So he had
Yeah.
had some film. He had somewhat of an idea of what the guy plays. So he came in.
I came
and-
to help him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we met. And then fast forward 4 weeks later, I'm there waiting. You know,
He's there the whole day.
dude, the whole day.
So
Okay,
like I've done like 3 brackets by now and I'm done.
this guy's on his like 3rd gold medal of the day.
Okay.
To be honest with you, right? So he's done. He's got
Yeah.
one more nogi way after my match, and so he's been there since like 8 a.m. or like I don't know,
Yeah,
sometime
I've
in
been
the
there like
AM.
pretty much from the start of the day.
Yeah.
And my bracket was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. Bump to 2, bump to 3, bump to 4.
It's the worst.
Around like 4:30, 5 o'clock, my name gets called up. The other guy's name gets called up. They wait like 5 minutes. Guy never shows. His coach is like runs up to the table. Oh, you didn't hear? Like he's not here. How are we supposed to know?
Right.
You know. But I mean, that's besides the point. So the guy that actually brought him to help me walked me over to the registration table and was like, "Hey, can we find another match? You know, at any point, any weight. Like if someone wants to fight me down, cool. If someone wants to fight me up, cool." We knew he was still in the building, so we're like,
yeah.
"Hey, try see about Koby. See if Koby can."
Is that
help
what
us
actually
out."
happened?
Yeah, dude. So he literally was like,
He
"Oh,
instigated that?
He instigated
yeah."
that.
So he was like, "Oh, go see Koby will do it. Koby will do it."
What the
And then, dude, so he told me that he talked to you and said you would okay it. So then we,
He didn't talk to
He
me.
didn't talk to him at all.
dude, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm down. And then the guy looked and was like, oh, well, he's 2 weight classes above you. Are you okay with that? I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't mind. Let's just fight. So then they call you down, and then you come and you're like, okay.
Yeah, literally when I found out, I was like, all right, I guess so.
Yeah.
You know, he has no one else. Fuck it. You know? Like,
Yeah,
let's-
yeah.
You know, let's give him something for the day.
Yeah,
You know, don't want him to waste his whole day to not get a match. You know.
nice guy, very nice guy. Yeah.
Very nice man.
And on top of that, I think he was like 4 or 5 fights in for the day.
And already,
And then
yeah.
he went and fought after our fight.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's Hamill, but
Right, you know.
but yeah. So when I say that I beat him, dude, I was fresh. I was fresh. This guy's like 5 or 6 fights in. Was supposed to be done for like a couple hours. Caught a fight last minute.
Yeah.
I beat him by 2 points.
He smoked me.
No. Yeah. So yeah. Where did we go from that? How did we get here?
I don't know.
What was the context?
That's a great story. Oh,
yeah.
competition, like proving yourself. Oh, I'm
Oh,
actually a blue belt.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were both white belts at the time. I 100% felt like a white belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were white belts, but I was competing blue belt.
Yeah, so he
really?
was competing blue belt
like
and
intermediate
for a long time.
for
yeah.
nogi, and then blue belt. Yeah. Because
Oh, really?
Yeah, at a white belt. For forever, because I just wasn't training anywhere, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know, I had a first school. That school was, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then I was just training with Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just me and him for years.
Really?
Yeah, just me and him in our home
Garage,
wrestling,
yeah.
in the garage.
Oh,
And we would just compete. We'd just enter tournaments.
oh really? Just
Just like, all right,
Bro,
we're in, dude.
This guy's
That's
like
crazy.
14 and 0.
Shut up, dude.
Go.
Dude, bro, he's got so many. He told me the other day he's got
No,
so
I
many,
did not, dude. Shut up, dude.
he's got
No,
so many gold medals that when he found them, he was like, I don't remember having this many.
Where did this one come from?
It was a lot, though. It was
Yeah.
more than I thought I had.
Yeah. Bro, you should hang them on your front door. Like if you have a lamp on your front doorstep, just hang it there. Somebody ever thinks about breaking in, they know
Like,
who they're messing with
shooters
off the bat. Off the bat. Off the bat. Yeah.
Thank you for exposing me.
That's not an exposing, sir. That's a flex.
Stop.
But okay, so we'll kind of circle back. do you have any expectations or anxieties now that you're a purple?
You know what's funny? Honestly, no. I think my anxieties went away once I got the purple belt. You know why? Because I think purple belts, brown belts, and black belts are all the same skill levels. Like, they know what they're doing. They know what they like. It's just the higher belt color you go, the more refined it is, right? And the more smaller details you know. And just how better you are physically at doing that.
Okay.
Your sequences that you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so I think it's a time thing after that, you know. And, you know, sharing knowledge, etc., right? But so my anxiety is now it's just a long game. You know, now
Okay.
I'm not looking for promotions really anymore. There's no anxiety or expectation there. It's just, you know, when I get my stripes, I'll get my stripes. When you know, Joey feels like I deserve them, I'll get them. You know, my next promotion or whatever, right? It's back to the whole.
And he watches people
Yeah,
like a
he
hawk.
does, he does. I really-
If
he
you
does.
watch him between rounds or like while everybody else is rolling,
Dude, he's like standing there like
Looking-
this.
Yeah, he's
dude, he's analyzing. Dude. Yeah, so even more so when he gives you a belt or gives you a stripe,
yeah,
you earned it.
like you earned that.
Yeah,
he-
you earned it.
Yeah, he doesn't just hand those out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll stick to you, especially because what you just said was perfect for our next prompt.
Okay.
Is there a specific is there a specific technique or specific submission or position that you would like to refine before you get higher up as a brown, or like go to brown, or like
You know what's
are
so
you pretty
funny?
happy
Just,
with how you are now?
you know, rolling with Pat today. You know, every time I roll with Pat from Trickster,
Yeah.
it's an experience, right?
I don't know if he's still with Trickster, but
I don't know.
Pat
whatever-
from Trickster is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reference for
yeah.
a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Definitely people know who he is.
yeah, you know, every time I roll with him, you know, it's a learning experience for sure, because he does the same moves, right? But just getting to watch how he does things and the way he just adjusts himself, it's pretty, I don't know, motivating in a way. So, fuck, what was the question, guys?
He's a perfect example of refined technique that you're saying purple to black. You kind of have the same
Yeah.
skill set.
So
But you're
half guard,
refined.
half guard. That's what I was
Dude,
getting to.
yeah.
He has a really good half guard lockdown
It's
game.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
actually.
it's unbelievable the way he just
ridiculous.
disengages, re-engages,
Yeah.
and his switches grips. You know, switches where he
Yeah.
places his shins, his knees. You know, and it's really impressive to watch. Like if you just sit on the side and watch him roll with people,
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
for someone with such large limbs to be that good.
He's
at-
got 4 arms, dude.
Dude.
4 arms, 4 hands.
4 tree trunks, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how it
big dude.
feels.
it's a big dude, but he moves really.
Grab
Yeah.
you, man.
You
He'll
know?
grab you with his feet, and it feels like he's got a grip on you with his hand. Dude, it's crazy.
Even things where he like turn his hand a certain way,
Yeah.
turn his foot a certain way, you know, like use his toes
Yeah.
to grab things, you know, like
Yeah.
all those little nuances. I think that's what I want to get to.
Okay.
You know, like I want to get to that skill level
Yeah.
of doing that. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I'll branch off of that. I also had a roll with him tonight. I had
We all just got smashed.
I had 2 rolls with him. The first one was very uneventful for me. I'm sorry. Well, for him, it was very uneventful. Extremely eventful for me. I was surviving the whole time.
Yeah.
But he had me in his lockdown. I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
He is the definition of lockdown. I was stuck. So picked his brain after that round, and then I was like, I think we could go again. I was like, give me your secrets, and then let's run it back. So our second round, I can play a little bit into my own game because he gave me his like how-tos of getting out of his game. So I finally get past that lockdown at like after 3 minutes of our 5-minute round. And I somehow managed to crawl to his back, and I'm like, I'm safe. Let me work him down, and I'll try to hang on for dear life. I don't know how, but I was in the safest position that I possibly could be on his back, and he grabs my leg, shoves it into a lockdown while I'm on his back, and then shifted his hips and like shrimped like away from me, right back into half guard. And I was on
Wizard, bro.
Dude, I felt so safe. I was like, yeah, take my leg. I was like,
What happened?
and then we finished the round how we started in half guard.
So
So
good.
that was just pure disappointment for me.
Yeah.
But I agree as far as like refining your technique.
Yeah,
he's a
it's
very
just-
good example
he's
of
very
that.
good at
He told me after the fact that he likes to be like in comp. He's a top guy for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
If you don't pull guard, he's gonna introduce you to the floor. and he will. I don't know if you've ever seen him compete.
No.
He's an animal. Google him.
Yeah.
He's there, dude. He's there.
Yeah,
But
he's
undefeated
like
in
that,
like
yeah.
I think he's undefeated in the last 15 years, or he's never lost in jiu-jitsu. But
he's a beast. For sure.
yeah. So, but yeah, you know, refining your game from anywhere, he can get me back to that sweet spot, the
Right.
lockdown, right? I mean, not saying that it's very hard. I'm just a blue, and I'm not that. You know,
it's
it's
cool
good.
too because he's not using all his strength either.
Right.
No.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just tight.
He's a big and strong man, but it's pure technique.
Pure
Right.
technique.
Pure
Yeah.
technique and understanding the like body mechanics and the leverages that I'm losing or he's gaining, you know, and it refining technique.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I roll with Pat too today, and his game is exactly who I want to be when I grow up. like just half guard all day.
Yeah.
Just half guard all day, sweep. Someone takes my
You
back.
have a
go
good
back-
lockdown,
go
too.
Back to,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were actually swapping lockdowns,
Dude.
And I felt so proud because like he tried to lock down. I was like, yeah, I know how to do
I know how to do it.
And then he took my back.
That's okay. That's mine too.
No, but no, I love rolling with people like that who because I was watching him roll with everyone else, and he's very careful with his weight management and strength, like strength distribution.
Oh, yeah.
Like even when he's on top, he purposely like lifts up.
Yeah.
So it's not a factor when it's rolling. So
It's always a productive round.
yeah. So like he's super patient, super chill guy to roll with. At the same time, super technical, right?
100%.
Are we hyping it? What was the question?
I know. This is just hype him
This is
up.
like Pat Club.
Welcome to the Pat podcast.
I just wanted to plus one what you guys said, but I forgot the question.
No, hold on, I can
Refining
go back
techniques.
to it.
okay.
Yeah, what
Okay.
specific? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a technique or position you want to refine?
Not a specific technique,
Before you
but
get to
like,
purple.
but like refining techniques for sure. Like getting the small details, like because everyone's gonna teach a technique a specific way, how they do it or how they think they should teach it,
Yeah.
and it won't work on everyone, right? So,
I just remember CLA.
hey, I'm building to it. No, just
He's trying to slide
Just
in.
kidding.
his
Trying to
pyramid
slide
scheme.
in there.
It's there somewhere.
like I think Christian and I were talking about like just the Americana outside control, right? And then we were just comparing like, okay, like what if the wrist goes here versus over here,
Yeah.
etc. Like it's such a huge difference when it comes to the submission itself. So I think those small details I want to like write down somewhere, remember, etc. But outside of that, I also want to be more creative because when it comes to drilling, sometimes like when you like, I'm sure everyone knows this, when you're live rolling, sometimes you're trying to think of the move, what's the next step, and it just brain blanks. Yeah, you're blank. So like I want to get really used to being able to like refine and adjust live. Like,
Okay.
okay, maybe I might not be able to get the single leg because of X. I'm in position X, but what if I can do this, right? So the CLA.
Nah, you know what me and Hunter did when we drill?
What?
Right, you know, I don't really tell a lot of people this, but what we'll do is like when we're
You're about
trying,
to tell it to thousands of people.
About to be on YouTube, good sir.
whatever. But you know, like we'll like when we're doing a drill, like or practicing a move, like the bottom person or whoever's not working to do it, we'll try to reenact like what would you do in that position,
Right.
You know, so like would I bump this way? Would I bump this way? Like where would you go?
Yeah.
And then you just chain into what's
Yeah.
next.
yeah.
I did that with you earlier. Yeah, we were kind of flow rolling. Yeah.
It's super good to just do it step by step in that way. Yeah, it helps a lot. And it'll translate. You'll see it on the mat.
Sounds like you bought my DVD.
Bought my DVD. He's already there.
Yeah, I burned it and I'm selling it myself now.
This guy's a pirate.
Speaking of felonies,
Where's danger stand?
Where's
Good sir.
Oh, but for techniques, it's really two. So the main one is triangles. I want to get better at triangles because that's a move that for some reason it's so hard for me to finish. I don't know why. I'm on the journey to figure that out. But it's also one that is just extremely hard for me to get out of. So I'm like, okay, if someone can get me in this and it's hard for me to get out, but I am like struggling to keep somebody in the triangle, and it's usually just the top lock position. They usually can just posture up and they're out of it when I'm on the bottom. And then like I can never do that usually, especially when it's somebody like my size or bigger. I'm like, I can never get out of that. So that is something that I want to perfect before I get to purple. So it's that, and then just open card. And I know that's kind of like
Yeah.
a big fishbowl to like get into, but like
Yeah.
like I said, back to the competition, the dude beat me with guard, so now I'm like focused on everything guard. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's like a whole can of worms that I've never really
Okay,
opened
what about
to.
open guard though? You know, like what about it?
Like when,
Like defending someone coming into your open guard,
Yeah.
like someone passing you. So retain guard retention.
yeah, guard retention.
Guard retention.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how to turn that into like some offense, like a sweep.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, look for what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for me, triangles is hard. I'm not great at finishing them. Stop looking at my legs. Yeah, triangles are hard for me. I can't finish them. I can't seem to get it tight enough, right? So that is a big struggle for me. But I found that if I can get 75% of the way, there's 100% armbar.
Ah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And say, I get my legs closed, but they tuck their arm behind my leg. There's an omoplata.
Yeah.
I can't finish an omoplata, but I can take your back from that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So like,
yeah.
there's directions that I've found off the triangle.
Ah.
So sometimes I'll bait stupid stuff to get to where I want to be.
Ah, yeah.
Same thing with getting caught in triangles. I look for someone to put me in a triangle because once I get out of it, you're getting stack passed. You know what I mean? And like that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not telling you how you should roll,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I definitely try to look for more things. Because actually, Pat, we'll go back to Pat for a second. He was telling me I was trying desperately to get a back triangle on him tonight, and he was saying like, don't get so tunnel vision. Look for openings. If it's not working, don't hit that wall and then hit it again.
Yeah.
Hit that wall and change directions. Constantly stay moving because it's easy to defend static attacks. But if you're constantly moving, it's forcing that guy to react.
Ah, yeah.
So,
I like
Fair.
that.
Chaining
Stuff.
yeah, he said everything is off of transition. Where you catch people, where things start to open up and set up themselves is all in transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we push and we pull.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's chain reaction stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
You can even do more like in your open guard, set up guard,
Right.
wrestle up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be something.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
looking at. yeah, it's just like set it up to something I like. Yeah.
I give the side control so I can grab a single leg as their. Oh, sorry, I don't give the side control. I let them pass enough to where I can grab half guard. From half guard, I can grab a single leg if I can get that underhook. So that is also I can get to their back so then I can back triangle them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like everything that I try to do or everything that I'm doing has a purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Not always do I get there, but that's kind of like
That's what you got to tweak.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just butt scoot for a half guard lock.
Easy.
That's my open guard. I see that one leg. I'm just gonna
need it.
shoot for
Yeah.
it.
You bastard. Dude. So funny. I hate jiu-jitsu.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad you just said that. So, jiu-jitsu is often described as a journey. How has your personal relationship with jiu-jitsu evolved from white to blue or from blue to purple? And what keeps you coming back to the mats?
It's a great question.
Who wants to start?
Let's start with Brian.
Sorry, Brian.
Let's start with Brian.
You know it's serious when you're in the third person.
I always do.
Who's Brian?
How's it changed? It's been real like less like check boxes. I don't know if that makes any sense, and it's more just kind of like flowy, if that makes sense. So like every time I come to the mat, it's like whatever happens, happens. When I first started, I was like, okay, I need to, because I started, it was a Gracie Combatives program. So literally, like, you check boxes every time you did a technique, and it's always, like, real regimented.
Okay, yeah.
But now it's not, you kind of just come, you get better, at least you think you're getting better, next technique, kind of, and so I've kind of really adapted that, and it's basically, like, how my work is. Like, sometimes I'll have to be 6 months off mat because I'm gone somewhere.
Right.
And so I kind of just I'm like, okay, this is just kind of a journey. Like, it's not necessarily, okay, I need to hit these checkpoints to get where I want to be. It's kind of like, oh, I'm coming in today. I'm going to learn something new. oh, if I get 1% better every day, then all good with me. So it's like I try to take it not as serious. Like I said, I know even though I get submitted, I'm like I think about it for the rest of the night. But as far as why I keep on coming back each day, I'm like, okay, there's something I can learn regardless of if it's a good day or it's a bad day. I'm going to learn something. It helps me get my headspace clear after a long day of work. So that's why I keep on coming back. And I just understand that it's a journey. Like there are sometimes a couple weeks I'll just feel like I am the nail, and that's just kind of how I'm going to be for these next couple weeks. And then I'm like, okay, I'm submitting everybody. I feel like I'm a dog now, you know what I'm saying? But like I understand that, and that's kind of why I don't get too down about it, and I keep on coming back. Because I know it just kind of ebbs and flows. Like everybody has their days and their non-days. So that's kind of why I keep on coming back. Absolutely. And yeah, it's just a great, like, it's not static at all. Okay. It's always changing. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it now. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
You, buddy.
Sorry.
You want? Yeah.
Question again?
I'll give you the question.
No, I needed it too.
No,
I was listening
worries,
to the
worries.
storytellers. I was like, oh, it sounds good.
Jiu-jitsu is often described as a journey. How has your personal relationship with BJJ evolved from white belt to blue belt? And what keeps you coming back to the mat?
So the separate, two-part question. Okay, I mean the easy answer for me for the what keeps coming back, I'm a vibe guy.
Okay.
Like if I don't vibe with the people around me, that's an issue for me because we're all already dealing with life, etc. Right? So I want to be the place I want to go to for love. I want to bro it out and just roll it out.
Okay.
Got that homosexual going on.
Yeah.
Homosexual. I like it.
I like
You got that romance going, bro.
No.
That's why you're always old up, brother.
Hold up.
Not again.
Not again.
You touching white belts and all, man.
my god. I reported that video like 3 times. Guys. No, just kidding. No, I'm a vibe guy. Like,
Okay.
Like, and it's probably not the best way to approach it, but for me, it's like if I don't vibe with you, like why would I want to like roll with you for 5 hours?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean I like that
Yeah.
because I mean I can't learn if I can't click with you. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
If I'm constantly worrying about my safety,
safety.
no, you know what I mean? Like, or if we have to roll so fast that we're both in danger, I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't think anybody wants to because, like you said, we all have to deal with life outside of jiu-jitsu.
Right.
You know, so I 100% agree with you. Yeah. That's very important. Being able to, have friends. Not
and
just
it's
rolling
definitely
partners.
like evolved over time because like back then, like I was telling you guys, I was a brand chaser. I was like, okay, who's the coolest guy on what happened in 2014? YouTube. Like, who's the coolest guy on YouTube
nearest
right now?
10th planet. 10th planet near me.
Nearest worm guard instructor.
Does Gordon Ryan do private?
Who's this white belt I hear? So Gordon Ryan.
Where is Eddie Bravo?
Where's
at?
Friend request Eddie Bravo.
Just says help.
No, but yeah, I mean that was me. Like I was brand chasing, but it totally evolved like over time. But like in the beginning, I think like throughout the whole thing, I was in love with jiu-jitsu. Like you guys like always say, you hate jiu-jitsu? Dude, I fucking love
I
don't know.
I don't hate
it. You too. Play the clip. No, just kidding.
Play the clip.
Damn, dude. Not a hater.
No, I mean, like, it doesn't matter, like, if I was terrible one day or decent the next. Like, I always fell in love with the fact that someone that's, like, 110 pounds, gi and or no gi, can just fuck me up. Yeah.
It's impressive, dude.
Yeah.
Really?
It's crazy.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Me now?
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, again, sometimes I have a love-hate relationship with jiu-jitsu. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I really fucking hate it. I think it's mainly because when I started jiu-jitsu, right, I didn't start in the best place. Like he's fortunate that he started here.
I'm very lucky.
Right.
I'm
You
very
know,
lucky.
but like
yeah.
the place that I came from was politics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just a lot of
And that's common, too.
manipulation,
heard, yeah.
right? You know, and it's a money thing, it's a business thing.
Business thing, yeah.
You know, so it just wasn't like an environment that was always friendly to be around. You know, it's just like I want to, like, again, the vibe thing, right? It's like I like to go somewhere. If I'm going to go somewhere on my free time,
Right.
I want to enjoy what I'm doing with the people that I like doing it with, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it came from a place where I didn't like it. That's why, again, I was training with just me and Hunter
Yeah.
for such a
Yeah.
long time because it was like, fuck everywhere else. If everywhere else is like that, I don't want to fucking do jiu-jitsu. So that's
Yeah.
why I've hated it for so long, right? It's like,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's like, fuck all that. And it was also a thing, too, like competing. It was like, because me and Hunter wrestled and did judo, right? So it was like, as a white belt, I'm winning as a white belt.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You're
like
diverse.
I didn't feel the need to go to another school to learn if I'm already winning what I
Yeah.
wanted to win,
Yeah.
right? You know, it's like I'm already doing enough with just me and him in the room. So, but then you know you go up in skill level, right?
Yeah.
You hit that
Yeah.
cap, right? And it's like, okay, now
Yeah, they do.
Now I gotta go.
now you guys are
look for
doing some
something.
weird crap. Get off my leg,
Yeah.
dude. You
Get off
know?
my leg.
You know, but yeah, you know, it's same thing as you. It's a community thing. And
Right.
I think the people here make me love jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
You know, but the active jiu-jitsu, fuck that shit. but you know,
You're actually very inspirational from an outside perspective as far as jiu-jitsu goes. I mean,
Why?
as a person, you're very inspirational. But
Why?
in your jiu-jitsu journey, when I met you, you actively said you're done with jiu-jitsu. Like you're over it. You
Yeah,
know, it
I hate
was
it.
it was a negative part of your life.
for sure, because
Now you're a coach. Now all these people in here come to you for answers, come to you with questions, and you're Coach Koby, you know. And outside of Coach Koby, we can ask you how your day was personally. You know, you're not like, you know what I mean? You're not like, get away from me, I'm coach. Don't talk to me. You know what I mean? You're not. You don't hold yourself higher than the next person.
Nah, dude,
and
we're all the same,
yeah.
dude.
And now, yeah, like you just said, jiu-jitsu is like part of your life.
Yeah, you know, again, it's the community thing.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't like coaching if I didn't like you guys as much as I do. You know, I wouldn't have took that opportunity if I didn't feel like I could give you something for one, and then also I didn't like people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because I love the people here, I'm willing to share more.
Mm.
You know what I mean, of what I know, and also just seeing the things I teach people, and it kind of clicks for them. You know, it
Yeah.
works for them. You know,
Yeah.
it's very exciting for me. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, get them, dude, go get them, dude. You know, but yeah, it's a nice thing. But thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, competition, I hate that shit. But, I hate that shit. Watch, I'm gonna enter a tournament.
Right.
Yeah, man, you gotta compete as a purple.
Okay.
He already does, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
He already
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
competing at like expert no-gi, dude, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
brown
yeah.
belts and black belts. They're
Yeah,
getting
that's
smashed.
right. That's right. Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a learning experience.
What was the question? Jiu-jitsu journey. Yeah. What is my relationship, or how has it evolved from white to blue? Goal is the same. I do jiu-jitsu so I can not get destroyed if I end up on the mat, like end up on my back in an MMA fight. So my jiu-jitsu journey hasn't evolved in a sense. I'm only sharpening,
What
or
you
I'm adding tools to my arsenal. Yeah, I mean, I still force myself to walk up those steps to get in here. You know, like.
Wow, you don't want to see me?
No, well, I was about to say. I come
What's the
up-
love, dude?
I come here for you guys, or not for you guys. Like, like
I'm here for you right now.
I gotta go.
You punching me in the face is for me. Oh, thank you.
No, I meant like I come to spend time. I come to spend time, and I get to get better at my craft. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
But as far as my jiu-jitsu evolution, blue feels no different than white, and it'll probably be like that if I get purple. Purple will feel no different than blue. Yeah.
Or Nathaniel's the type of person who would just come in, post warm up, and just like take off his hoodie, stretch, and then just dominate.
give him the John Jones effect. Show up and cool.
Ready?
That is how you do. You go.
I know.
No. Okay, well, lately I've been having the audacity to show up while everybody's warming up, and sit there and
Do you
just
see,
watch.
do you see Kobe there, like finger tape?
Okay, guys, if I'm coaching the class, I'm warming up with you guys. You guys see me warming up with you.
I just sit there and watch.
But if it's anybody else, I'll sit there. Take my medication before I eat.
What else you got?
I like this one. Technically speaking, what's one specific area of your game or like a particular technique that clicks for you? Like, is there a go-to move or
Half guard lockdown.
He's good.
Let's actually start with you. So you like to go into the half guard lockdown. Is there a move out of that you want to hit, or is there a direction you're going with it?
So the reason why I go to half guard lockdown was full analysis. I went full analysis mode, like watching people, and not a lot of people
Get out of it.
can get out of my lockdown, or
Okay.
if they do, it's a strong move, right?
Okay.
And so I don't want to. I'm trying to get away from it.
Okay, next class I'm gonna show people how to get.
Right, that's what I need. I need it.
We're gonna nullify your whole game, so you have to learn something
It's
else.
gonna be like Brian over here, like just in
Right,
the
just
corner. Just like, what do I
very
do now?
Like, what do
Next
I
class
do
is
now?
gonna be triangles,
Right,
right?
like-
Triangles.
Like that's the reason why I'm in half guard. And I'll also like there's the stereotype of like 30-year-old part-time jiu-jitsu dad. It's like he's a half guard player. So I embrace it willingly. But for me, some like a specific move that I don't want to say clicks, but that I'm always finding in any position that's not Kobe is I go for a lot of leg locks, but like because of the intensity of the leg lock, it's specifically like toe holds.
Okay.
But like I really like toes toe.
You like toes?
Toe hold.
Okay. All right.
So like
Keep
like,
the white
li-
belts
li-
away.
like what Kobe said, like my game for lockdown is like if they don't know how to get out of it, I just kind of lift them and I see their foot right there. I underhook, and then if they don't know how to get out of that, I just like wait patiently for them to hold.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think I'm trying to get more comfortable with leg locks and trying to find the people who are also comfortable entangling with legs because it's super
Yeah,
dangerous.
some people might not.
Yeah, so I try not to like hit it until I'm like super comfortable with you.
Yeah.
Or you're super comfortable with me, etc. I mean, with Kobe, he's just like,
Break it.
I'll break it.
You look
What
at
are you
him.
doing? What are you
It's
doing?
in deep, and he's like,
That's wrong, Dan.
Dude, have you ever guys like rolled with me and like you guys like throw single X or X guard and I'm just like standing there? You guys ever like had that? Did I ever do that to you guys ever?
not me. I don't play that, but I'll watch it.
No, don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I do that a lot. Like I'll catch myself and I'm just standing there. You know, like their legs are like wrapped around me and like it's like
The power of my thighs.
I'm just like looking down at them like,
Yo, yeah.
where are you gonna
ahead.
go now?
Right. Yeah.
All I have to do is knee on belly and you're done.
You're done.
Elevate my heel. You won't like it. Yeah. Okay. So, you want to work more leg locks, or like leg locks click for you?
I wouldn't say click, but
Okay.
I find more opportunity finding legs
Okay.
because I'm 8 times out of 10 I'm a bottom player unless like I'm working on something specific.
Okay.
And I always everyone posts like sometimes a little too close to my arm, and then I
Grab it.
find the underhook. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then, but yeah, I definitely want to expand on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I wouldn't say click. So for any out of team watching this video, like do not that is not a sign to leg lock me.
For $9.99, you guys can leg lock me.
You guys could leg lock me.
Brian, sir. Oh well, triangle.
No, it's
No.
not even trying because
Okay.
that hasn't clicked yet. But I
Oh,
do
oh,
have
right,
something that
okay.
has clicked.
Okay.
So it's not a necessary. It's not a position, but just pressure, whether it be
Okay.
from when I'm in mount or like when I'm in side control. And now, talking about this, I kind of realized that if somebody does something to me, and I'm like, okay, that's really really good. How do I get to do that? So that's kind of how I try to figure out how to do like apply pressure. So when I first started, like people that I roll with, they would just feel so heavy on top of me. Even if they, like, I outweighed them by 20 pounds, they would just feel really heavy. I'm like, how do I do that? And I don't know when exactly it clicked, but after I started rolling and people were like, oh, yeah, your pressure is really good. I'm like, okay, I understand kind of what I'm doing now. So that's something that I can say, if I can get on top of you or if I can get you in side control, no matter, like, how big you are, I feel like I can, like, you'll feel all of my 180 pounds. You'll feel it all.
That's damn right.
That's damn right, boy. Yeah, so definitely pressure. So not a specific position, but pressure.
Yeah, I mean,
think
it's a
that's
technique.
quick. Yeah,
I've seen people tap to pressure. So, I mean, if you...
Mama's milk.
I mean, if you... refine that. Dude. People will let you pass just to not feel that.
Just to not feel that. Yeah. And so it's
just to get more pressure, and they're like, why?
Yeah. What are you doing?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
Do you think weightlifting is a huge part of like body passing, pressure passing, like a huge benefit? Or,
Weightlifting.
Yeah. Or do you think someone that doesn't lift weights, is like lanky?
I think
could they
pressure can be applied by anybody of any size.
Yeah.
Pressure is very leverage based. Unless you're real big and strong, you just body lock somebody with your hands and squeeze the life out of it. So that definitely is direct, directly shows the work you put in the gym.
Right.
But I think I don't think you need to lift weights to be able to apply pressure.
But it helps.
It does help.
So, so because I've talked with Professor Joey. I don't know if you've ever rolled with him.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a rock. And I'll ask him, like, hey, what kind of workouts do you do? And he's like, bro, I go surf. Like, what? Like, that doesn't matter. What do you mean?
Abs of steel.
Yeah, so he doesn't, to my understanding, he doesn't lift weights.
Yeah.
But the dude is a rock. Like his side control, ridiculous. Yeah, you got him, he's, even in your closed guard, ridiculous. So it's like, I don't necessarily think you need to lift weights.
Good answer.
I agree. Good answer. I second that one.
Do you guys think lifting weights would benefit your jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm in the gym every day.
This guy's hiding a nasty physique, but
I'm in the gym every day.
Yeah.
I think it helps. I think it allows me to be a little less technical, which kind of hurts me a little bit because I'm like, okay, depending on who I'm going against, I know, okay, I'm stronger than this person. I can like muscle through some of the technique and I'll be all right. But if I'm going, which I saw in competition, if I'm going against somebody my size and my weight, okay, now I have to like know what I'm doing. But definitely being strong and lifting, it doesn't hurt. I know that.
Off of that, I think I don't know I think I was having that conversation with you where if somebody in your gym is like technically sound, just an absolute killer, and then they get into comp and they just can't do it. Like some people are fighters, and then some people are like mat superstars.
Yeah.
I think being that you might be stronger than the next guy, you can use it as an advantage because it helps you become a better fighter in that moment. You know, so I don't think it hurts your technique. More technique benefits all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because even me, dude, my technique is pretty rubbish, but like, I just be like, I don't want you there. You know what I mean?
Just move you.
No, but for real though, sometimes you just gotta manhandle people.
Yeah,
you really do. Like, no one's gonna let you just grab whatever you want to get.
Yeah.
You gotta have some backing behind you to get to the positions you want to get to.
Yeah.
So it helps.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking about like same level, same weight, and then you gotta like?
Yeah, because 180 can look way different on people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like it's like scrawny 180 versus built
Yeah.
180.
So like a 6 foot 180, and then there's like
like a
5'6" 180.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way
He's
different people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for
the-
comp
yeah.
mode, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
But like back to like just like the whole foundation of jiu-jitsu, I really love watching like smaller people just, I guess,
Ninjas.
manhandle just
yeah.
big dudes.
big dudes,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
bigger people.
oh, yeah.
And it's just like, jiu-jitsu works.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that too. As a bigger dude,
Yeah.
it's funny that you say that. Like you really appreciate like a small guy's game. You
Yeah,
appreciate
no.
like the essence of jiu-jitsu, being able to take down a bigger opponent.
I tried playing, like, I guess the term is like small man jitsu or small jitsu, just because like I know I'm not at the gym every day, right? I love food, so I'm not gonna be the 6 foot 220 pound
Yeah.
like strong dude. And for me, I think very technically when I face someone like that, because I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna just bicep curl out of this or chest press out of this. I really needed to learn the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, and that's how I started. Like I got beat up by like a 120 pounder when I was in the military, and I was just like, yeah, what was that? It was like, jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
Oh, what?
Oh,
Did everyone answer?
I don't know. What was the question?
I don't remember the question.
We just started rambling. Where are we? Sir,
Yeah.
I would love to know this question from you, or your
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
What specific area of your game or technique clicks for you? In detail.
In detail?
In detail.
In detail.
So I can use it against you.
I think passing.
Okay.
Any form of open guard passing, even closed guard, just passing in general. I think that's like my biggest thing recently that was like,
Yeah.
you know, I got it.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Professor Brandon Rogers.
Yeah.
Professor Brandon.
Uncle B.
Yeah, so when they first started the no-gi program here, like when they first opened up this location for Roots, Brandon was coming a lot. So me and Brandon worked together a lot, and he kind of refocused my top pressure and a lot more of like my directional passing. You know, not going so linear, you know, like they're so forward on the passing, just picking angles, you know, misdirections a lot more. So that helped a lot. And then I've just been working that, you know, every time I come here. So it's like,
Right.
ding.
Yeah.
It's like, I got it, you know? Yeah.
All right.
Plus, I never sit on the bottom.
Yeah.
F that.
Yeah.
Keep you down. Don't let you get past me. Copy that. There goes my game.
Yeah, but where do we always start? I'm always on my butt when I start.
Yeah. That's true. I'm gonna start doing cartwheels over you.
Please.
I tried that one time actually.
People do it to me all the time.
It didn't end well for
I just
me.
roll over. I just panda roll over myself.
Cartwheels?
Yeah, people would like cartwheel over me all the time.
That's funny.
It's fun to
Valid.
watch on the bottom. It's like,
He's like, oh.
hey. Where are you going? And then they're on my back.
It'd be like that. Have we all answered?
Yeah, you're hoping for some secrets, huh?
Yeah.
A little more detail.
Suckers.
Yeah, I was. Oh, okay. I guess I'll answer. I don't think I did. A technique for me is probably arm bars. I've seemed to be able to find it in any position I'm in very awkward ones too, which sometimes I don't know how I finish it. It just kind of falls into my hands. But it was after I don't know if you guys ever met Chase from Trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I rolled with him one time, and then he was like, "Why don't you just stick to like figuring one submission out?" Because I was like trying everything in the book that I knew.
Yeah.
Right. So he was like, "Maybe just get good at one, and then have backups." And then I was like, "All right, I'll try an armbar," and then it's been clicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, arm bars.
Did you drill those like once he said that? Were you like, okay, I'm gonna focus on trying to find an armbar and everything, or like how did that work?
It became in the back of my mind.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I just became less head down, just try to beat this guy, and it turned into more of watching how people react because everybody seems to react very similar in the way that I position myself. So the armbar is always there in that same position
okay,
because
yeah.
I've been able to refine it to whatever movements I make, you gotta go that way. The moment you go that way, I'm getting what I want.
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't always work that way for me. Sometimes some people just don't move, or they move in an awkward way, and I'm like, all right, yeah,
yeah.
Dude, just starfish, dude. Just
yeah,
Right, like,
just lay there.
yeah. But yeah, no, I started actually backing off and letting people walk themselves into it.
Okay. Yeah. Setting the trap.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a spider.
I think that's what jiu-jitsu is. Kind
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
traps, dude.
Yeah.
I won't get a submission that I worked for. I'll get a submission they put themselves in. You put your hand in one spot, I can gift wrap you, now I can take your back, and there's
Right.
something. Or, you go to frame, and I give you that frame, and then you start to sit up.
Yeah.
Armbar. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's all just kind of what people show me. I'm not very work on somebody. I'm more of let them work in themselves.
Right,
into it.
yeah.
Reactive player.
Yeah, very
You
reactive.
fuck up. You
Right,
fuck
you
up.
fuck-
Yeah, you fuck up.
I'm not gonna do it. You do it.
You fuck yourself over. It's your fault. You got armbarred.
Have any of you guys had any injuries? I know you have several knee injuries because you told me the other day.
Oh yeah.
Anybody rolling him tart? No, I'm kidding.
Get him.
So, have you guys had any injuries that have changed the way you roll and forced you to evolve or forced you to adapt?
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have to, because nobody wants an injury.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been injured a few times with all injuries led to like some sort of a knee injury, right? MCL, LCL, etc., meniscus. And like the first time, like it was like, okay, like that was a pop, right? Like it was the second time where it's like, okay, like I didn't learn my lesson and I still played the same game. So it definitely helped. It definitely pivoted my focus in my open guard game. Where like back then, and then again, like my first injury was as a white belt. Back then, I would like just flat, right, and just like play with the legs, and maybe that phase that phase when you're a white belt. There's like month X, it's like, okay, I get it, and then and then the next like 6 months, it's like I don't get it.
I get it.
This sucks.
Is this a scam?
What happened to me? I was the champ. I was winning every
I
day.
was open mat champion. We were all white belts. I was 50 pounds heavier. I don't get it. But yeah, no. I think like just to answer the question, yeah, that definitely changed my game.
Okay.
I was more technically aware for aggression. Right, like because like some people they'll surprise you. Like it doesn't matter what size, like and not everyone does the technique or the guard pass right. Right,
Right,
It
and
could
then
be-
there's room for injury.
yeah,
from that,
specifically for like the knee. Like if they try to leg drag you and they just catch your leg in their center, oh, you better get that out because that's staying there and your knee's going somewhere if you're trying to do a guard retention.
yeah.
But yeah, for me, I'm a lot more aware when it comes to just like the first start. I kind of like how what Koby was saying, how like he touches. He
touch it.
he touches like a.
Why do you pause
the-
after every time you say that?
He touches the what's it called? Lost for words. Collar tie.
Collar tie. Okay.
Where, I think you said the last time where it's like, okay, like let's test the intensity, right? And then if you're intense with me, I'll be intense with you, or at least if I'm not feeling intense, I'll at least know that okay, like be extra careful with this guy.
Yeah.
So it's definitely more aware. Just I feel like with any injury, right? Like you're just kind of scared. Like I don't want that to happen again, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, that's me.
Okay.
You have any injuries?
No, fortunately, I've never really had any crazy
Oh, that's
injuries like
amazing.
Dude,
ever.
that's awesome.
Ever?
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah,
So not
yeah.
even like.
No, yeah, 'cause I played football in college too, and
Okay.
I had a concussion. That's like the most
Okay.
I've ever had. So like
Yeah.
nothing torn. So knock on wood, but
Nice.
I've been fortunate with like the no
Gets
injury
injured
stuff.
next
Heck
week.
yeah.
Couldn't be me,
Shit just
man.
starts popping.
Dude, you better start finding some wood to knock on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, as of right now, I've been kind of pretty steady. Like obviously, like the casual like finger jams
Aches
and like
and
ankle
pains.
rolls and
Yeah.
stuff like. But like
Yeah.
nothing like this put me out for like
Okay.
in
Okay.
a long time.
That's
Yeah.
good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm
That's
so happy for you.
very fortunate.
Even like after
yeah.
the tournament, you weren't injured.
Yeah,
Happy
that was
for you,
chill.
bro.
Yeah, dude. A lot
Yeah.
of people get hurt
Yeah.
during like competition rounds, and it's like, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Dude, nice. Heck yeah. I know you're kind of a rap sheet of injuries.
Dude, every day.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
Like my body is just the worst. Because I have Osgood-Schlatters disease, first of all.
Okay.
If you don't know, that makes my
Ah.
tendons really weak in my knees.
Okay.
So my knees are prone, like to pretty much rip my tendons to rip off its own bone, right?
Okay.
Which is why I have this, lovely unicorn here
Yeah.
on my right knee.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Ouch.
but my knees are bad, my back's bad, neck, wrists, fingers, the whole rap sheet.
Do you want to go into detail on some of the injuries? Or keep that a secret.
MCL, LCL, and IT band issues. My right knee. This one recently had MCL issues on this one recently.
They're all jiu-jitsu based. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So this one started off with football.
Okay.
Getting
okay.
chopped at my knees.
Yeah. that's
You know,
not
like
good.
that was like the first thing. You know, that was just like, ow. You know, fuck this. You know, and then after that, it just got worse and worse, reoccurring. It can't help it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But this one was my left knee was purely jiu-jitsu based. Yeah, just like getting my knee stuck, turning just a little bit too much, right, in
yeah.
certain directions. It
that.
happens.
Yeah.
And it's not on purpose, but it happens. Yeah. So my back is I think my back is the worst by far. 2 herniated discs.
Oh, shit.
That one wasn't jiu-jitsu related though, but I competed the same day that it
Damn.
herniated,
Okay.
which was a mistake that made it worse.
Yeah.
Because what I did was I woke up in the morning, was getting ready to go to the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I was outside of about to get in my car, and I had to cough. I bent over and I coughed. That's it. Boom. Right down the back of my
Jeez.
legs, dude. And then I still competed that day.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was probably like, the worst decision I ever made. Like, cannot walk. Like, cannot feel
Yeah.
in my groin. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So inverting and just being on my back upside down all the time
not,
doesn't
yeah.
feel good. But I do it anyway because I'm dumb. I just fight through
Gotta
it
win
because
the
I'm
round.
Right.
Gotta win the round, dude.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's affected my game in any way. I haven't changed anything based off of injury.
Okay.
I kind of just fight around it.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if this one hurts and I can't shoot with this, I'll play guard.
Right. Yeah.
But my whole game doesn't change. But once it's back and running,
Then it's
back to
yeah.
good old,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just fight around it. I think it's good to learn how to fight around your injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forces you to
You
think.
try other
Yeah.
things, that
Yeah.
you're just not
Absolutely.
quite used to. So I think it's a good thing sometimes. It's a learning experience thing.
Yeah.
And not a good thing to get injured, but
Right. But yeah. It's,
After hearing that, I'm really happy for you.
yeah, I'm super happy. Dude, because like my tournament regiment, dude, it's like comp rounds, heavy lifting before every tournament, just training nonstop, injured before the tournament, going into the tournament, injured.
Injured,
Or I'll
yeah.
register injured. And then
Jeez
I'll just
Louise.
fight through it. And then like I'll get through like the one or the two main brackets that I want to win at. And then like I'll get to like gi. And I'll be like, yeah, whatever. whatever. But then that's the ones where I always get hurt. The gi stuff. When I do comp gi, that's where I get hurt the most for some reason. I don't know like what it is.
It's the small catches, I feel like.
Just like I
Probably,
think my
yeah.
feet just getting stuck in the gi.
Yeah,
or
probably,
just like
yeah,
little
yeah.
things, right? But that always is what gets me. It gets me limping away from
Yeah.
tournaments. Rib injuries too. On top of that,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
We love jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, really love it.
Sign up.
Join,
I think
please.
the worst one I had at a tournament was besides my herniated disc that tournament, but before that I was at a Triple Crown, and I was like obviously like I was at like 290 pounds, competing with guys that are also like 290 pounds, and I shot in on a double, and then he sprawled on me, and I felt my rib pop, right? So I'm in pain. But because we're so massive, the ref can't see,
Yeah.
that I'm in pain. So, like, when I'm on the bottom and I'm in pain, I'm just hunched up in survival mode. He can't tell because the other guy's just big and on top of me,
Right,
smothering me. So I'm there for 4 minutes, like,
Ow.
on the mat,
Ow.
just, like, in protection mode, just trying to survive, I was like, yeah, he didn't sub me, but I'm in pain.
But I'm
you
in
know?
pain.
Yeah, I'm in pain. I survived.
My
Yeah.
record is clean.
But yeah, it sucks, dude. It really does.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It happens though. That's why I don't like competing as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I got a
yeah,
life.
sure.
We're not kids anymore. You gotta think about
My dog.
putting food on the table.
My dog. I take care of my dog. Yeah.
How are you, brother?
Yeah, I had to for a long time when I first started kind of figure out what doesn't hurt, because like you, I have one herniated disc in my back that was a weightlifting injury that came from a muscle imbalance because I tore my right hamstring in high school playing football. Which came from a severe sprain I had during track season right before football season. So, I mean, it was like a domino
Oh, kind
effect.
of,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then ankle happened, hamstring happened, and then I had a really bad muscle imbalance, overcompensated while I was lifting weights, herniated a disc in my lower back. Just constant, like a rap sheet. Like, yeah, so
Yeah.
I spent a long time going, I don't really like that. That hurts, or I'm cramping, and then there's a long time where I was just constantly getting beat up until I was able to find something that worked for me. Which is kind of why actually my game is very give you a lot and then catch you maybe if I can. But yeah, I think injuries in a sense kind of bettered my game, because when I first started jiu-jitsu, I was for the most part injury free. Like, it wasn't acting up too much. There was stuff I would do that would, okay, I won't do that again, or he passed that way, that hurt. Okay, stay strong this side, let him pass the other way if I can't defend it. And then I had my left arm dislocated. Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. I was out for like 5 or 6 months.
Oof.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't do anything. So that also forced me to relearn a new jiu-jitsu, because my left arm was so weak, and I have really bad tendonitis now from it because the overcompensation on the other side of my arm. So even that now made me more giving while I'm rolling, so I can find my dominance somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. So I think injuries kind of helped my jiu-jitsu. Would I say go get injured to better your jiu-jitsu? No, but
You can at least learn stuff from it.
Yeah, because none of them are career ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can work with them, but they definitely forced me to stop and think.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
Okay. That's scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is scary. Yeah. Like for a long time, I couldn't even close my guard without my hamstring feeling like it was gonna snap in half. Yeah. Dude, it was gnarly. So I just would get past, or I would just make sure I never get on the bottom. So that was interesting. And then after I had my arm dislocated, my elbow dislocated, I couldn't even frame on somebody. And then when it got to the point that I could frame, my tendonitis would flare up, and then my arm would just go limp. Yeah. So it was constant, like, is it gonna happen again, or yeah. So, and then I did something to my shoulder. Someone sprawled, and my arm was locked above my head, and it clicked one time, and I was like, I should be okay. And then I went home, and as I was trying to shampoo my hair, I was like, didn't do that again. Yeah. So yeah, but all those things definitely forced me to adapt, and I think I'm better off for it. It's just in the moment, it's unfortunate.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just work around it. Yeah.
How are we? Okay.
Next question?
Yeah. We're good on. Yeah. All right, guys. Who would like to close out?
I say the new purple belt.
Bro,
Closes
what
out.
the Dude, you guys did this to me last time, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Koby, give him a quote.
Oh, again? Dude?
Give him
I didn't
something
even give him a
more.
quote last time.
What are the funniest, like, stereotypical blue belt quotes?
Blue belt quote. I don't know any jiu-jitsu quotes.
I always hear, like, when someone,
All right, let's hear it. Yeah. We'll close out on your blue belt quote.
when someone gets promoted, and then or not even promoted, it doesn't even have to be promotion, but when they're in it, right, emotionally, and they're like, oh my god, I'm in love with jiu-jitsu, I always see the caption, what's the shark one? This is the sea and I'm the shark.
You're such a nerd, dude.
What? I just say.
Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Never mind. All right, rewind. Take that back. Koby will close us out.
Yeah, Koby.
Yeah, just quit ahead.
Just quit ahead.
Just quit ahead. Don't do jiu-jitsu. Unless, just don't do it, guys.
On that note, thank you for watching. If you guys stayed this far, please thumbs up the video and comment on our ridiculous conversations. But all right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.